It's like 85 degrees in Florida right now. Jesus Christ.
Yep. Hey, Michael, you feel like curing something right now? Michael? Hard question, huh?
Well, to be honest, to be honest, I don't.
It's good to be honest.
I'm being honest. I feel resistance. I've been in this state of mind the last number of days. And
well, I'll tell you what. How about just doing it anyway? What do you say?
Oh, okay. Well, you asked me if I felt like it, and I answered honestly no. So now your question.
Well, I'm glad I asked, and I'm glad you told me.
Having said that I don't feel like it, then I'll do it, but I don't feel like it.
All right. Okay. All right. So I'm going to pair you off with Ross, okay? And Ross, what I want you to do is I want you to cure anything at all with Michael, and then do the accelerator with him, okay?
Who are you talking to, Bayer? Besides Michael?
I'm talking to you.
Ah, okay.
So I want you to just cure anything at all with Michael, and then do the accelerator with him.
Okay. Michael, do you have something specific you want to cure?
No, he doesn't. He's resistant. So just test him for basic things and, anything at all. Just don't it doesn't matter what it is. So ask him to test a few things that he might have and see if he finds one and then cure it.
Okay. Can you cure resistance? Michael, do you feel like curing resistance? You have resistance to curing, yes? Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. First, you can cure resistance to curing.
Test on that?
Yeah? And give me a yes or a no.
Actually, what you should do is test, do I have any resistance to cure? He should test if he has it first. Before, don't try to cure things that people say they have. Right. Cure things they test that they have. Yes. If somebody says they've got something, don't try to cure it. You with me?
Okay.
Because they may not, if they don't have it, but they think they do, they'll put it there.
Yeah.
Right.
And then it becomes very difficult to cure it.
Okay. So Michael said, do you have any resistance to curing?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Remove it from all of your bodies.
That's another
thing. Okay, I'm removing it. Reluctantly removing it, but I'm doing it.
Say, name it. I'm now removing resistance to curing from all of my body.
I'm now removing the resistance to curing from all of my body.
Okay. Now, Steph, shall I go body by body?
Shall you go body by body? No, I can do a rainbow of bodies. I'm testing a rainbow of bodies. Right, like the rainbow. They're all you can do them all together.
Okay.
Like the rainbow. I like the rainbow.
All right.
Doing a rainbow.
Okay.
My bodies are unified.
And Ross.
Yes.
What I'm asking for here is I want you to cure something where you see any difference in Michael at all, and then do the accelerator. Okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but first I need to cure.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so continue.
Okay. Michael, please ask. Do I have any resistance to cure in my celestial body?
No, I removed it. It's removed.
Okay. In my gravitational body?
Removed. I removed all resistance from all bodies at this moment. I did it.
Okay,
do you test it's completely gone?
removed. It's out there if I need it, but it's removed for the moment.
So ask him, ask
The
if he,
difference between it disappearing and me allowing it to be removed a distance away enough that I'm creating some space.
Okay.
so Ross,
How do you see the difference? Is there a difference in you? You said that. Is there a difference in you that you can detect?
Yes, I feel lighter.
You feel lighter, okay.
Lighter.
That's okay. That's a difference. And excuse me. What?
now stop. Ross, stop.
Yeah.
What I want everybody to do right now, before Ross continues, is to go to the accelerator short form.
Hmm?
On the accelerator lesson page, there's a long form and a short form link.
Yeah.
So the one you want is the accelerator dash short.
Yeah.
Now,
Which is
where you are with this is you're at the very beginning, and what you would want to say is, just tell Michael, be quiet, and ask, are you in the calm, clear place?
okay. Yes, you're right.
So that's how that begins, okay? So run the
Okay.
thing literally as it's written.
Okay. Michael, be quiet. And now test if you are in the calm, clear place.
Test yes.
Okay.
All right, good.
What's the difference?
I feel lighter. I feel peaceful. I feel relaxed. Low anxiety and spaciousness. And
Okay, good.
focused and present.
Okay, wonderful. The difference is a signal that you have cured the resistance to curing. Okay? What's gone at last?
Again?
What's gone?
See, the whole
What's
idea.
gone?
See, the whole idea of what's gone at last is that, is there anything that you have been, what's gone at last means that, is there something that's been bothering you for days, months, years, whatever, that has disappeared?
Hopelessness.
Okay.
Futility.
Okay. So see right there, see that's that number. Ross, you see it? That's what the number one thing in the accelerator looks like. You got it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I get it. I get it too. I get cured of something from the back door rather than me saying what I need to be cured of. You find out without me
Yes.
naming it.
Exactly.
Right. I got it.
Let's pause a minute.
Okay.
Now, I want everybody to recall last night what I worked on with Anna. And I want to ask Barb a question. Barb, I really wish that you could be on camera because I want to do a little interacting with you today. Barb, you there? Do you remember last night I asked Anna if she told Henry about how she felt good?
Yeah.
And she hadn't told him that she felt good after he left, that she was feeling good for like hours. Why do you think she didn't tell him that? Like she tested it was a symptom, remember?
She didn't want to empower him.
What?
She didn't want to empower him that way.
I didn't understand what you said.
Or she didn't want to empower him that way. Like,
Like there's a way she wants to him to kind of have to work for her, or not know that, kind of, I don't know, because she didn't want to give him that for some reason, like she didn't want to, give him empowerment.
Well, that might very well be, and in fact, she said that the same thing you're saying. She said when she did tell him, she was giving him something. So that's true. Can you see another reason, even a more important reason, why she would not say anything about that? I'll just tell you then. It is because if she tells him, or tells anybody, or tweets about it, or whatever, then she's getting well faster. She is what Michael called the back door. She's closing the back door.
Oh, she's like me. She you see, when we don't want to cure it, then we think we're getting something from the dysfunction that we're in. We think we have a benefit from it.
Right.
Thank you, Michael, because that is exactly right.
Right. The question is, what do we think we have, and is that real or is that an illusion?
People host these dysfunctions because they think they need them. And guess what else, Mike? If you take cancer, nobody consciously thinks they need cancer. But some of their other bodies definitely think they need it. That's why they get it. Because
and now I understand why I think I need dysfunction. I just got it. All of a sudden it clicked for me. So when you're ready, I'll tell you.
Yeah, I'm ready. Go. Tell me.
I think that I need it in order to make changes in my life.
Yes, thank you.
And because there's I don't know if I quite got this right about the different bodies, but change, peaceful change, healthy change comes from certain bodies that make decisions. But I have some dysfunction in those bodies which make orderly, peaceful change. And when I realize that I'm stuck and I need change, the only way that I know how to get it is by creating dysfunction in my other bodies, so everything goes to topsy-turvy. Then I catch my balance and I come out the other end of that with the changes that I needed.
Exactly. I'll give you an example of what you're talking about in the specifics of bodies. Let's say that your emotional body gets damaged. What you will do to compensate is use your mental body, so you'll produce thoughts. Now, if your mental body gets damaged, what you will do to compensate is produce emotions.
Exactly. That's what I do.
Okay. Now, Ross, could you lower your camera a little bit?
Sure.
Thanks. I like the way you're sitting today, Ross, though. It's good. You feel much better in this position.
Okay.
One thing that's good about you, Michael, is that you have a brain. I think people who don't think have a lot more trouble with this.
Yeah. I know. I knew there was a reason I liked you.
Yeah, I always say if they only had a brain.
You're right.
Anyway.
One ball brain to another.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah, but there's another thing that I do that I'm onto myself about, which is that when I don't feel that I'm getting the attention that I want from other people, then I mean, it's hard for me to admit this because I feel kind of, it's embarrassing, but, I'm willing to do it. If I don't feel like I'm getting the attention I want, then I kick and scream and cry, and I pretend that things are worse than they are, and I put myself into this, I put myself into a state where other people will go, what's going on with Michael? Then I'll give me the attention. So see, right now I'm getting attention from you guys.
Yeah.
So there's a payoff. You see, I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying that it's a thing that I do. Like I look for a payoff in my dysfunction, which is that people notice I'm dysfunctional, then I get some attention and I feel better. It's a funny way that I have of getting it.
Let me give you a tip.
Is the
Tweet, cure things, and tweet about what you cured.
Okay.
And when you do that, you will find that you actually get more help than by tweeting about what's wrong. Because when you tweet about what you cured, the way we tend to be, we're not like most people. You know, people who cure things are different than most people. And the way we tend to be is when you tell us you cured something, we can see other things for you to cure.
yeah.
I just learned it, you know, it's like something that I've learned. I understand that dysfunction can often be learned, you know, over years.
Uh-huh.
And that's what we're doing here is we're trying to undo a lot of what we've learned. But I've learned for whatever reasons, you know, because of my environment and my family and, you know, my life experiences, I've learned that an effective way for me to make changes in my life, including getting more attention from people, just to create drama, you know, just to create this, you know, go into say angry stuff or say negative stuff, and then people notice, and then it seems like the effective method of creating some change, including getting more connection with people.
So I guess you want to, I don't know how to test about this, test about the attention you're getting now. Is it positive or negative? And the attention you got before, was it positive or negative? Sort of, which do you like better? Maybe that's too much to say at one time. Okay.
No, I understand the question, and
Yeah.
I'm testing, and what I get is that positive attention is always available to me, and I don't need to do what I do. I'm playing tricks on myself. I know
Yeah.
it's not necessary that my attention was positive before, my attention is positive now.
Yeah.
And when I go into the funk that I go into, then maybe people don't know what to do, or, you know, different people will react differently, but in the long run, I don't gain anything from it. It's an illusion.
So you flirt with the dark side. You say, this is fun, but it's not really what you want.
Right.
So that's why you always kind of come back to the light side, the positive. The real beat rather than the virtuous. What?
Greg used to say to me that when I complained or, you know, wasn't getting anywhere and had a problem, that he wasn't the man for me because he didn't know what to do. So it kind of pushes people away. At the same time, I might get support from Greg. He doesn't see how he can help me. So, you know, I'm on my own, really.
You know, you're choosing to be on your own. So no one can really, you know, they can talk to you, they can ask you to cure it, and they can sit with you while you do, if you do. But otherwise, you are literally alone. You're sitting there with other people around, but experiencing you're alone.
Okay,
And in general, all people can do is wait for you to work through it yourself, because
that's right. That's absolutely right.
That's right.
Okay, this being said, this is a good place to now go back to Ross and continue with the accelerator.
Yes, okay. So let's continue.
Yep, go ahead.
And compare, Mike, now compare old and new responses. Now that you have cured your resistance, compare the responses you had before curing that and the responses you have now.
I feel like my responses are more normal now.
Okay?
They're not, I like it from the noosphere prayer, they're not, what's that term?
Okay, and...
they're neutral, I'm neutral. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what?
Okay.
Don't go on yet. Wait.
I'm switched, I'm not switched.
Yeah, good. You're right.
I'm unswitched.
Okay.
And head in the right direction. That's what the word.
Am I switched headed in the right direction?
Yeah. That's
Now,
Okay.
for Michael, if you were alone and you got this up on your smartphone, this short form, and you saw what you just saw, what you would do is you would stop a minute and just be this person who has these good responses. Like, just be in that for a minute, you know? Now let's go back to Anna. Okay? Let's say Anna realizes that if she tells Henry that she feels good, that's going to make it more real, and she's going to be noticing that she feels good more and moving towards the good feeling more, leaving her old life behind. And so she chooses to call him and tell him, I felt good when I was with you. And then she gets off the phone, and now she's sitting by herself, and she says, okay, I'm further along than I was. Barb, are you there?
Yeah.
Can you see?
Yeah.
See, this is how.
On the phone. Mm-hmm.
Okay. This, you can see, this is how you would accelerate. This is how she would accelerate
Uh-huh.
herself.
I see.
You're not at the cookie shop, huh?
No, I'm Catherine.
Oh. No computer?
Not next to me. I don't feel like going to get it. I'm popping to actually packed it up.
Okay, no, don't worry about it. It's fine. You're doing just fine, Barb. You're perfect. Just the way you are.
That's very new age of you.
Okay, Ross, go ahead.
Okay, Mike again. Now, compare old and new behavior. The behaviors you had before curing and the behavior you can have now.
Compare the behavior?
Yeah?
Like, what you're asking him, Ross, is like how he would behave differently, you know, like
Yes?
compared to how he would behave before. And
Yeah?
go ahead.
Well, there's a lot of examples, but one that comes to mind is people that I was angry at before and was distancing from. Now I'll approach them and reach out to them.
Or just let them be, maybe. Like,
Oh yeah, or just not like have this anger and kind of throw them in the trash can, but I'll rather just be, allow them to be in my life again.
yeah, they're just
Okay.
like they can be who they are. And,
Right, got to back to that place of unswitched neutrality.
right.
Okay. And now compare old actions and new actions.
Actions?
Yeah?
Well, I thought actions are undesirable.
Yeah, I know. This is
Remember
an
we had
old.
that whole thing?
This is an old list, but I'm not sure. Maybe the word shouldn't be on there, or maybe it just means something different.
Yeah.
I think it probably means your actions would be like calling somebody and tell them you love them or something. It wouldn't be an action.
It's the opposite
But
behavior.
that is kind of more like an activity, but within his new behavior, so maybe we should change.
You can just
Yeah.
okay. So edit the thing then, but Franny, and take that off there.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so
Sure.
compare old and new activities.
I'm feeling that I will be able to enjoy enjoy my bike riding, enjoy going to the gym, enjoy being at home. I'll be more relaxed. I won't feel the pressure that I have to. Before I was feeling pressure all the time. Like my life is. Something's wrong with my life. I have to make some big change, and I was uncomfortable.
Okay.
And now I can enjoy my activities. I can be fully immersed in my activities.
Cool. Yeah, very good. Okay, that's very good indeed. Now, what have you moved away from?
What have I moved away from?
Yes?
Because of the cure.
Yeah, that's
moved-
right.
I've moved away from preoccupation and fantasies about having to leave, pick up and leave.
Okay.
Geographic
Okay.
solutions.
Okay. That's good. And what are you moving toward?
I'm moving toward becoming more involved in community building activities, having some, getting involved in some, maybe organizing some workshops, inviting friends over, being more social.
Okay. New feelings? Do you have new feelings?
New feelings?
Yes?
A feeling of excitement, feeling of engagement, feeling of looking forward to some exciting things.
Okay. What do you see now that you didn't see before?
Feel more physical energy. I feel like my life is color, not black and white.
Yeah, okay.
Good metaphor. Good metaphor.
It's a pleasure doing the accelerator with you. Okay? And,
It is, really.
What have you let go of?
I've let go of anger,
Good.
negative judgments about people. Let go of feelings of hopelessness and futility.
Wow.
Mhm.
It's great. It's really great. What else can you drop, Michael?
What else can I let?
Can you drop? Can you let go of?
I can let go of a sense that time is going at double speed.
Okay?
Oh, interesting.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Be more in the present. Slow things down.
That's great.
Mhm.
That's great, thank you. And what are you no longer attached about having or being?
I'm no longer attached to my dysfunction. I'm no longer attached to holding on to this darkness. I'm no longer attached to trying to get attention from people by making provocative comments about my state of mind and so on. I'm letting go of that paradigm.
Great.
You know, there's
Okay.
something else that I want to bring up, which is that you can do this kind of transformation anytime you want, at will, from any place you are. It doesn't matter how sick or dysfunctional or how stuck you are or how vindictive or whatever it is you're feeling. You know, the guy murdered your best friend and you can't forgive him. None of it matters. You can just start at the drop of a hat. And I want to point out also, you know, we've only been doing this for about less than half an hour. And doesn't it feel like we've come like 1,000,000 miles?
Yeah, and it also feels like it you know how if you see a great movie and you're totally immersed in the film,
Yeah.
and you'll never forget it. That place, you're always aware of that place that you went to for the rest of your life, even though you may not watch that film again. So I'm corroborating what you just said, which is that if I go through this again in 2 weeks, but you guys aren't around, I have had this experience that I just had in the last half hour, and I always have the choice and the ability to return to this place.
That's why we make movies, because then anybody can, to a lesser extent at least, partake of this. Like they can have your experience by watching the movie.
And once you have the experience, you never lose it. It's always there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as good as what, it is for you to be doing it, but it's better than nothing, which is what they'd have if we didn't make a movie.
Right.
Sure.
Okay, Michael, what did you discover?
I discovered that letting go of my resistance to being cured is much easier than I thought. That it's a very simple thing to let go.
Okay. Not to be cured, but to cure yourself. Because you did it yourself, okay?
Right.
How does it relate to other issues in your life?
Well, it tips me off that there may be other cures that I can do, and I can use the same technique. It tips me off, although I'm maybe not aware of them right now. It gives me an opportunity to examine my life and see where else I may be holding on to dysfunctions for not good reasons, and where I can apply the same method to cure those things.
Okay, good. Secondly, feeling the calm, clear place.
Say that again?
Just you are still in the calm, clear place.
Yes, very, very, very calm.
Okay, wonderful. Now, bad old behavior you can move away from now. What are they?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
What are the bad old behavior that you can move away from now?
Bad old behavior?
Yes?
Taking things personally. Taking things that other people say or do in relation to me personally.
Okay.
Not having compassion or empathy for what someone else's experience might be, and instead attributing people's behavior to something I'm doing or something wrong with me. I need to move away from that. I can now. I can do that now. I'm already doing it.
Well, actually, see, what he's talking about here is really number two. Look, it's a response. It's the way he's responding that he's talking about. We're going to do that next, but okay, so what I would do with this, I'll tell you, I would say, see, Michael, what we're going to do here is we're going to look at constructing new behavior, okay? So first, you can look at what bad old behaviors that you can move away from. And I would say one bad old behavior might be, like how you tweet about what's wrong. That's a behavior. You see the difference between that and how you respond to the way people treat you? That's a response. Yeah. See?
Yeah.
So tweeting about what's wrong is a behavior. So you could say, okay, well, I guess that's a bad old behavior, and I'm going to move away from that. If I'm thinking of what's wrong, instead of tweeting it, I'll check myself, find what is causing it, take that out, cure the thing, and then, which would be a new easy behavior that you can move towards, which is checking yourself, finding what to cure when you're feeling like one of those bad feelings. So go ahead, Ross, now that I've...
Yes, okay, so practically we believe that the behavior and the responses as well, and what are the new behaviors you can move forward.
Well, like Brian just said, the new behavior that I can now move toward is that if I'm noticing negativity, rather than, the new behavior would be that I try and cure myself and then express myself and express the cure, express the positive result of the cure. To tweet that out and express that to people.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
That's really great. And what are the new possibilities for achievement?
The new possibilities are more sense of community, more connection with people, attracting people that I want to attract.
Okay. And what are the next steps that you can take now?
Practice curing myself when I notice the negativity, and reach out to other people from in a positive rather than negative way, and make new friends.
Yeah. Okay. Great. And could the next step be, for example, get the job and test what you need to cure?
Yeah, especially if I can figure out how to get in, but my username and password doesn't work anymore. Did you guys cut me off because I was being too negative, or what?
You're out of here! For negative speech. You have committed negative speech 6 times.
Well, we get that straightened out later, but yes, I can look on the hub for more tools that will help me cure myself when I notice my negative thoughts and behaviors.
Okay, wonderful. What activities can you take on?
What activities?
Yes, can you take on? For example, any activities that you have been avoiding and that you can make now?
Yeah, I'm going to have people over for a hot tub party. We're going to have a hot tub activity.
Okay.
There you go.
And
An activity, not an action. An activity.
By the way, there's a thing there, the possibilities for achievement. And when you were talking about, doing things for the community, like workshops and so forth, that is a possibility for achievement. You with me?
Yeah. Yes.
That's what that part means. When you say, what are your possibilities for achievement? Well, I can, have a hot tub party. That's an achievement.
Last year, there's an organization based in California which would like to get members and sign people up and have activities in Santa Fe, and I'm potentially a person that could help with that, and so that's an opportunity for achievement. I can achieve something and help my community, and so now I added that new possibility. Now I'm more motivated. I'm motivated again to do that because I'm feeling better now. I'm cured. I have this cure, and this cure that I just.
What's the name of the organization?
It's One Taste.
What is it?
One Taste. It's called. They have a. Oh, I'll have to send it to you. It's called. They have a website. I'll send you the link. One Taste.
Why don't you put the link on your Facebook wall and tag us?
Okay.
See, make a tag for Ross, me, Barb, and so on, so we can we'll all be able to see it.
yeah,
I love doing that with Facebook. That's one of the things I use Facebook for. I just put something on my Facebook wall and tag people.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't do email anymore, by the way, so don't email me anything because I'll never get it.
Okay, Michael, how are you more responsible?
How am I more responsible?
Yeah?
How am I more responsible? Well, I'm taking responsibility for myself and not waiting for other people to see that I'm in pain and then fix me. I'm saying this is my responsibility.
So you're more able to respond to your, various things that, come up
Right.
that are like problems, crises, whatever.
Right, to take responsibility for myself, right. Not be helpless and, not be like a child crying out for help, but rather being, a more mature person who has the resources to help myself and when I notice that something's not right.
Okay? How are you more able to create confront?
To create what?
Confront.
To cause other people to confront things.
How am I more able to confront?
To create confront, yes.
Create confront, so that other people are confronting.
Other people and you too, but mostly it's about other people. How can you? How are you more able to cause other people to confront? Now, I do want to say that
I got it. Yeah.
on this particular thing, there's a link under Create Confront, and that goes to a list of factors in creating confront, which tells you, how you create confront. And if you look at it, you would then be able to see, because I'm more relaxed with myself,
I think I got it.
I'm more able to do these things. So that.
I'm not looking at it now, but I think if I understand it right, it's something that Barb has done with me over the years.
I bet she has.
and I think, tell me if I have it right, what it is if somebody is being themselves, going through whatever they're going through, doing whatever behavior they do, and if I'm dysfunctional and I say take it personally and I get angry or withdraw from the person, then I'm not creating confront, but if I say to the person, hey, well, what's going on with you? Like, why are you, if I get it out, if I take it away from myself and focus on the other person, I say, hey, why are you being like that? Like, is there something that you need to look at? Which is what Barb has done with me over the years, and I'm confronting the person with themselves rather than going away, feeling, hurt or about me.
That would be,
right?
that would be the, that's right, that would be the,
Is that it?
the creating of confront in that situation. See
Because
here,
what's happened with me and Barb a lot is like I'll complain to Barb about how other people are treating me. Like I'll complain to Barb because some girl rejected me, and then Barb would say, "Well, Michael, you don't just go away and get rejected. Like say it, like call her on it. Like say, well, why are you behaving that way?" And so Barb has always encouraged me to remain engaged rather than to go away pissy.
all right, here's the, which is good, she's good.
Yeah.
I'll read you a couple of the things, okay? One of them is ask for choice. So if the girl says no, you would just say thanks, because she gave you choice, Another one would be tell the flat truth, or ask the person a question that would elicit the flat truth. So you could do that with the girl. Now, I'm not sure exactly why you want some girl to accept you anyway. I'm really not getting that quite, but what did you need with her in the first place? But okay, another one is let go of her or him is one way. Another is don't put up with the bullshit. And another one is let confront expand itself, which means you let the person go away and be with all the issues, and they'll confront at some point down the line. See,
Right.
So okay. That being said, do you feel like you're more able to do those things?
Well, it sounds like you listed various approaches, and I've tried all those approaches, and I'm always experimenting with which works best for me. And now because I cured myself today, I feel like I have I can choose any of those approaches.
Okay, well, just so you know, like when you're creating confront, the right way to do it is to do all of those things at once.
Right, I got it.
See, the creation of confront is a blend of like many factors.
Yes, I totally get that. It seems at first it seems paradoxical, but it's actually true. All of those things can coexist, and I'm able now to do all of those things at one time because I'm unswitched, because I've got my dysfunction out of the picture, so now I'm free to create confront, which is a blend of those various
Right.
energies.
Okay. You're free. That's
I totally
right.
got it. Yeah.
You have the freedom to do that.
Right. I freed myself. Right.
Okay. Are you more able to give responsibility where it belongs?
That would mean assigning other people's responsibility to them, your responsibility to you, and so on.
Yeah, of course. Before I was assigning everything to me or something. I don't know. Everything was displaced. Now I can. I'm more neutral. I can place responsibility where it belongs. Clearly, I can see clearly.
Have you read Sun Tzu?
No.
Well, I would recommend that you read Sun Tzu, because Sun Tzu forms the foundation for all strategic behavior, including business behavior.
Okay.
But anyway, I'll just tell you one thing that Sun Tzu said. He said that my strength depends on me, but my enemy's weakness depends on him. So that's an example of assigning responsibility.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Ross, go ahead.
Okay, diffuse future interference.
Diffuse future interference?
Yeah.
So just now, how would you do this? I'm just looking at this thing. What?
No, I understand it.
It looks to me like I wrote this on an acid trip, and I'm like, what? Did I write that?
No, I understand. I actually mean something to me, believe it or not.
Okay, go ahead.
But what it means to me is, it's related to how, now that I've gone through this process, I could do it again, and I could repeat it again and again, even on my own. I can call this cure process when I notice myself slipping into the same pattern. But I can also, from where I'm sitting now, I can also sort of inject this into my future. I can take this process that I went through today, and I can project it into my future to even make it more available to me to call on if I need it.
Okay.
Is that what you meant?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what I did, okay? You know, on this thing, it says diffuse future interference, and interference is a link. And I originally, when I saw it was a link, I thought it went to the lesson on interference, but it doesn't. Where it goes is to the long form of this document. And there's a whole write-up on diffusing interference in the accelerator long form. And so it says, this is what it says. It says last name, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it says last name some things that might get in the way of keeping what you've gained, or things that might reinfect you, and how you plan to handle them. And it sort of goes on in that vein. For example, any ways you can avoid or prevent this, and okay, so that's so it's pretty much what you just said, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a sort of immunization from being reinfected.
Okay, right, exactly.
Right.
Okay, Ross, then take it away.
Okay, discover love and God connection.
Well,
Love and God connection?
test
Yeah.
this question. have I become more loving since I...
Yeah. Oh, that's exactly what I got, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Am
Yeah.
I more connected to God?
Yes.
Okay. Do you see any ways that you're more connected?
Ways. Well, I don't know if it's going to be a way. I mean, I feel like like I can love again. I'm letting love in again.
There you go. That's a way.
I'm feeling, whether I believe in God is a whole other matter, but I feel a connection to the noosphere again. I feel a connection to something greater than myself. It's not all about me.
Well, I'll tell you something. If you walk around all day, like, asking God questions and asking Him to do things for you, and you keep getting signals, and that all of that is happening on your fingers, at some point you'll probably believe that He's there.
Well, there's something, hold on just a minute, because previously, what Ross said, you are curing it, and you had said, thank you for curing, like curing happening. And to me, that meant like you have a connection with something that is not you, that's a higher power or a God or the way things are, however you want to conceptualize it. I got that you were really getting God.
Well, see, the thing about the word God, people have a negative reaction to it because their parents beat them and made them go to church. But actually, nobody knows anything about God. So God, the word God is really a great word because it really doesn't have a definition. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel and try to call it the universe or something. I mean, the universe has more of a definition than God does.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. I just tested that I've really been cured because I'm not interested in an intellectual debate about God.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, right.
That's who cares. I mean, I'm having this really good experience right now.
We're being recorded.
I'm feeling calm, I'm feeling peaceful, I'm feeling loving, I'm feeling connected to the noosphere, to the universe, to something greater than me, and I have no interest in debating God, okay? Thank you.
Well then, see, the last thing...
Is that a cure, Barb? Barb, is that a cure?
That's right, Michael, that's what he said.
That's a good one.
See, well, I'm still on this long-form write-up. Something about this is that maybe some of these things should have been on the short form, but, because I might never have gone here and seen these. But in what ways will you now express your new level of being, love, God-connectedness, and so forth? And just what you got, how will you express this?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, the thing that most interests me right now is exploring this concept of confront.
Oh.
It was almost an afterthought at the end of the lesson here, but that's the thing that's most fascinating to me because that's what I've had the most trouble with, is how to deal with people when I'm not getting what I think I want from them, or I'm getting rejected, or I'm getting things like that. So now I've just discovered, I've just had this incredible breakthrough, which was maybe not what you or I thought was going to be a breakthrough today, but the biggest breakthrough that I just had was I just grasped this concept of confront, and how there's about 4 or 5 approaches to take with people, and how they can all be used simultaneously. And I'm going to play with this newfound skill.
You know what? We made a little card, it's business card size. It's the Create Confront card. I'm wondering if Barb has any. Barb, do you have any Create Confront cards stashed somewhere?
I have things
No,
back there, yeah.
Because you could give Michael one as a gift.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I know Fran has a lot of them. I'll see if I have any left.
Is there a lesson about confront?
Yeah, you know what? You could just print the page on it.
Okay, well, I'll get the final lesson because this is what I'm most excited about.
But see, the card is this little tiny. The card's really cool, but the lesson has everything the card has on it. It also has a picture of my dog on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which one?
Daisy.
Okay. So the idea is not to confront somebody as much as have them realize something about
I understand that, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And maybe my understanding isn't exactly, same as yours now. I've got to learn it. Maybe I know something to learn more about it, but what I'm getting is, it's not literally confronting something with somebody. It's something that I do. It's something that I do. It's not the way that I relate. And we can go into that at another time. But something that it's exciting me now that I want to learn more about and discover. But I got with fire.
It's a guideline for how to act with them so that they will realize something from what you're interacting.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, now, I think that we need...
It's a way of interacting in spaciousness rather than closing in on someone. It's a way of providing opportunity and...
It's support, it's giving,
Yeah.
it's curing.
Okay.
Right.
Cure.
Okay,
Right.
I think that we need to realize that what we've done here is a demonstration, so therefore each thing that we did was only a fragment of what it could have been.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, because of that, I think it would be a good idea for me to tell you how I discovered the accelerator. Because then you can see very easily how to apply it. I'll make this short and just try to stick to the relevant part. Before we had a web college, it was basically me and a few other people, like Keely, and then Barb came out and lived with us, and before that, it was, me walking in the Wissahickon Park in Philadelphia, or Germantown, I guess, and Pennsylvania. And what I would do is for example, like I channeled most of the immune dysfunctions on the list are things that I identified in myself originally. Now, there's a lot of immune dysfunctions on that list, so you can imagine what a mess I was. There's probably 107. I probably accessed around 125 of my own immune dysfunctions, and then I realized that there were functions, and I accessed those, and so on. And every time I did one of these, even accessing one of them, I cured a whole bunch of things. And I would feel really different. And so I would access, for example, let's say the function proaction, and this peaceful feeling would come over me, and I would just walk for a distance, and I'd dictate some things about it and whatever, and then I would walk, and I would be, and this is what it says to do on the accelerator, see? And then I would start doing things like I'd say, well, I'm wondering, are there some new behaviors that I'm going to be doing now because of this? And then I would think, well, see, this is how I realize that new behavior has to be constructed. Some don't. There's two different kinds of behavior. There's the ones that are just the way you behave around people, and then there's the other behaviors, the behaviors where you they're not interfering with people when they're working, but putting aside time to train them so that they do better when they are working. These kinds of things are behaviors. That's really a behavior that has to be constructed. It has to be designed. It has to be worked on, and it has to be rigorously implemented, methodically, because otherwise it won't be any good and it gets all screwed up. There are certain behaviors that you have to choose, and then other ones you can just they just change naturally. And so as I was walking around, I figured all this stuff out, but I didn't actually write it down. But what happened was I noticed that just about every time I cured something, I did some of these things, usually not all of them. Sometimes I would just wander around and I'd say, do I feel any different? And how, you know, how am I feeling? You know, and other times I would actually, you know, like look for things that were gone and like start, oh, this thing's gone and that thing was there and that's gone, and like I'd list all these things that were gone. I was really amazed at how many things were gone, you know. And then other times I would just ask myself, well, if somebody came over to me and did this thing, how would I respond? Like, what would my knee-jerk reflex be, you know? In fact, before these were called responses, they were called reflexes. I didn't really realize that they were responses for a while. But anyway, at some point, I noticed that other people were curing things, but they just weren't going as fast or as completely as I was. Like I was leaving them behind, and I started to wonder, well, why is that happening? And I realized that they didn't naturally do these things, basically because they didn't have the time. They didn't take the time. What they did was they'd find something wrong with themselves, they'd like whip it out real fast and they'd remove it, and then they'd get on with what else they were doing, you know. Whereas I was in the middle of a forest when I cured things. I went out there every morning and every afternoon. And so the place that I was with was very conducive to me, like just like curing something and then not curing anything else, like experiencing the feeling of being cured for a while, like 5 minutes or something, you know, just spending 5 minutes just being cured. And when I would do that, my mind would naturally shift gears and go into, gee, it's nice to be cured like this. I wonder if I could respond differently now if, you know, something I, you know, respond one way to happens. Maybe I could respond differently to that. And I'd start creating scenarios from my new cured place. And what that did was it made my cure more solid, which, to go back to Barb, you there, Barb?
Yeah.
The main thing for you to do to help Anna is to cause her to consolidate what she's cured. And one way to do that is to have her write tweets about curing things. Like, just tell her to tweet. Tell her to stop and tweet. Because every time she tweets, she's realizing a whole bunch of things that she wouldn't realize if she wasn't tweeting. Get it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really important step. I remember my beloved me last year used to talk about that. That was my old therapist in the 70s. And she used to think integration was one of the most important parts of therapy or anything that you're trying to change in yourself.
Yeah. That what they called, and in those days therapists used to call it integration, was actually what we call the accelerator. I'm not sure exactly if they did all these things, but maybe they couldn't.
No.
Because maybe, you know, they didn't cure. See, they might not have cured anything. They might just have had an insight or something, in which case it would be very hard to construct new behavior out of an insight. I mean, you can do it, but it's way more difficult than actually being relaxed and clear and just free of any, you know, any compulsions, where you can just construct a new behavior, you know?
For sure.
Yep. Well, so that
So what
being...
you're saying is, Myra, what you're saying is that it's one thing to notice and then bookmark dysfunctions. It's another thing to actually give them attention and cure them.
Well, see, the thing is, like, I used to cure my herpes in the morning when I woke up, and I didn't do an accelerator, and, you know, I never got another outbreak, and after a while the herpes died, presumably, because I never found it again. But now that I think of it, when we put it in these terms, suppose I had cured my herpes and then spent the next hour doing an accelerator, maybe it would have taken me only a year instead of 2 years to stop finding the herpes ever. And also, maybe I wouldn't have found it when I woke up from my nap if I did an accelerator about it when I woke up in the morning and did find it. So yeah, that's right. This probably, you know, it's, see, when people cure things, they do move forward. They just don't move forward as quickly. You know, I guess that's why I call it the accelerator. I don't totally remember, but I guess that's probably why I chose that name 15 years ago, because this thing got written up like 15 years ago.
Right, so you had a, even though you didn't call it that yet, and even though you did it in fragments rather than in one.
I just naturally did it.
You were walking in the woods and you gave attention to your dysfunction and you created cures, but you gave it some time and energy.
And the reason I didn't do it when I cured my herpes was because I always cured my herpes when I woke up in the morning or woke up from my nap. So I wasn't in the woods and I had to get going and think about other things. So I would wake up, check for it, cure it, and then on with my day. So that's why
you didn't give it your full attention and full energy.
Exactly. That's right. And that's why maybe that's why it took so long. And
yes, but also repetition, remember, has a lot to do with curing things too.
That's true.
Well, repetition is one factor, time and energy and full attention is another factor. So, you want to cure something quickly, and if you have the luxury of time and energy, and to spend an afternoon walking in the forest, and that could be very effective. It's not just a thought on the way to something else, but rather it's your destination.
Well, you do your bike riding and your gym and so on. I don't know if you could cure things while you're doing that, but that's what I did. I was exercising and curing at the same time.
I do, Byard, and even though I still have plenty to cure, believe me, if I didn't cure myself while I'm bike riding and on camping trips in Canada in the summer and stuff, I would be way, way more of a mess than I am now. I cure a lot just on, my hour and a half trip to the gym every afternoon, which is that's an activity, right? It's an activity which I thoroughly love, and I also, one reason I love it is because it's a way of, I can think about it sometimes as sort of grounding or stabilizing myself, but what I'm really saying is it's a time when I cure stuff.
Right. Well, this is good. I think that we're just about ready to stop here.
Let's give Rosella a hand.
Oh, wait, where is... let me get Rosella back here. I just wanted to hear from you. Got any closing words or...
Very rewarding to work with Michael, because you did all the steps of the accelerator very, very well. I really liked it. He took it seriously, and I could feel the change in him. It was very real.
Yeah, you got golden stars, Michael.
Michael, I have always seen you as a very serious player.
Well, this was really good. I got inspired to cure something that I haven't wanted to cure by listening to this.
Oh, good. Good for you, Barb. Good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is a great lesson.
You said that you got inspired to cure something?
So I got inspired to cure something that I haven't been interested in even seeing as something to cure. I listened to you. I saw that it was possible.
Will you tell me about it later?
Yeah, I think we should. Yeah, I'll come over and hang out and you can help.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I want to. Yeah, I want to.
This is a great lesson, and I know generations of people will benefit from it.
Yes.
So thank you all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good outline.
Now let's
So
all
much for each person to go into and all these things in depth, as Michael was saying. Saying earlier, both of you.
let's all link our celestial bodies. And I'll see you later, alligator. This is the Cure Drive Cult homepage. You can see we tally our cures. That's the tally there, 132,000. You report your cures here, right here. That's the link to report your cure. Okay, this is the movie that people start with generally. And there's a lot of people actually curing things on camera in this movie and demonstrating exactly how to do it. It's 4.5 hours. So you would be able to probably understand and know what these people are doing by watching this. We are a cult because we're all over the world. Maybe one person in a town, just one little guy who cures things in a whole town full of people who don't. Whose spouse thinks she's crazy because she's curing things and he doesn't. She doesn't get sick and he's down with the flu for 5 days and he still thinks she's crazy. We've had spouses die. So this person is demonstrating curing herpes in this movie, the one you're watching right there. And it goes on like that. Now, these are the people here. You see this black area here? This is our Twitter feed. These are the people you want to talk to. And what you do, see, it says follow Cure Drive. And that's what you do. You click on that, and then you pick somebody. Anybody in here will be happy to help you. So you write to people that you see in here. And there's all these people all talking about what they're curing. So that's what you do. You pick somebody that you know that seems like a kindred spirit, presumably, and you write to them. See that picture of the cat there? That's Rosella. She's one of the people whose spouse died. He was a very great guy. He just thought it was nuts. Never did it. Died of cancer. Not too long ago, about 2 months ago. So anyway, you just, you write to somebody and, tell them what you are trying to do. People are always asking about negative medical tests. Here, let me show you. This is a voicemail message. You should probably, if you're interested in getting a negative medical test on, let's say, herpes. She got negative medical tests and both kinds of herpes. And she left me this message when she got her letter from the, hospital, I guess. She was in New Zealand. So her tests are free. Now, of course, there's an enormous website behind this homepage. I guess you're probably guessing, right? And if you see these movies, these are all people demonstrating curing various diseases. This is these people chose to contribute their cures to your effort to cure yourself. There are around, I guess, over 800 movies. and some of them are linked to this page. So if you click on any one of these pictures, it will go to a movie, and that movie will start playing. So join the cult. Your friends will be worried about you. You're in a cult, they'll be worried. You have the crazy idea that you can cure medically incurable diseases. They're going to be very concerned, especially if you're battling cancer. Your friends will be worried, and that's a good thing. You will cure things, and that is also a very good thing. You will begin curing things the moment you join, because that's how you join. You cure something. When you cure something, you're in the cult. If you want to get out of the cult, just stop curing things. You won't be in the cult anymore. It's easy to exit. Your easy exit strategy. And who knows? You may even cure the medically incurable disease that you came in here to cure. A lot of us did. That's me there in the movie holding forth on how to cure things. I'm on the cure team. That's what I did. I cured a medically incurable disease. Two of them, actually. So I cured 2 kinds of herpes. It was about 4 months after I started doing this that I actually discovered, I'm the person who discovered that you could cure physical diseases. July 1993, my 20th anniversary just passed. I haven't had an outbreak of herpes for 20 years, and before that, I was having outbreaks for 28 years. I got herpes in 1965. The end of the year. 28 years of outbreaks followed by 20 years of no outbreaks. That's how bad it can be and how good it can be if you let it be good. So, take the courageous step that almost everyone you know will advise you not to take. Join the cult. When you're in the cult, your friends will get sick and you will get well. Your friends will give sympathy and you will give cure. And you'll know that you don't even need to take a vitamin pill to cure something. You can just cure it with nothing. Just with you. What can you contribute? What will your contribution be? This woman is curing a flu right on camera. She came in with full symptoms and they were all gone in 15 minutes. You can see it happen. Flu is an incurable viral-based disease. It's medically incurable. She cures it right in front of you. We eagerly await your contribution. And here they are, eagerly awaiting your contribution. And anything that you say to any of these people will probably be a contribution of some kind.